running high. Under blazing signs, we won't fall. In the electric neon night, we stand tall.
Blue flag, blue flag.
Welcome back to Blue Flag Bandits, the series that takes us from the worst that Formula One has to offer since 2010. And it's round number 2 of that very season, 2010, at Albert Park, Australia. However, we're already far and above where we expect to be, driving the Virgin Racing VR01 in place of Timo Glock. We took P10 in Bahrain after a P9 qualifying. A spin saw us slip back down the order, but we managed to hold on at the end and take 10th spot, as you can see, just in behind Nico Hulkenberg, while at the top of the standings, Mark Webber leads the way. In the constructors, that puts us 7th, above Sauber, Force India, Toro Rosso, and the other two new teams, Lotus and HRT, while at the top, Red Bull leading by 23 points from McLaren. So that first round was very much a surprise, I think, possibly even an outlier. We'll see as we go through the rest of the season. But let's head to Albert Park, home of the Australian Grand Prix, and this is the pre-2023 layout. So we've still got chicanes and slightly tighter corners to contend with, and we'll do for a few seasons yet. But let's show you around the circuit through practice, talk a little bit about the 2010 event. So then, the 2010 Australian Grand Prix at Albert Park saw the practice sessions punctuated by intermittent rain showers. However, it was the usual suspects that topped the sessions in the McLarens and the Red Bulls, while Robert Kubica managed to claim the top spot in the first session. Prior to this race, Virgin Racing revealed that their fuel tank was too small to complete a race distance at full speed, and they were given dispensation by the FIA to change it in advance of Australia, although they did need to make chassis changes, which would actually be ready until round 5. In qualifying, Sebastian Vettel took his second pole position of the season with teammate Mark Webber and hometown hero in second, while Fernando Alonso took third in the Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton could only manage 11th place, giving Rubens Barrichello the opportunity to take a place in the top 10 in his Williams when he qualified in 8th. Down at Virgin Racing, Glock and De Grassi found themselves ahead of only the HRTs, behind both Lotus, and out in Q1. Despite finding themselves behind both Lotuses and ahead of both HRTs, Virgin Racing elected to start from the pit lane after further fuel issues found on the car, with the fuel collectors needing replacing. Though Jarno Trulli's Lotus didn't actually manage to make the start because of a hydraulic issue, so they did at least gain one place out of one of their rivals. Elsewhere, though, the first lap saw chaos as Button and Alonso collided, which led to Schumacher collecting the Ferrari, damaging his front wing, while further around the lap, Kamui Kobayashi also lost his front wing in another collision. Once the safety car was deployed and then returned to the pits, Lucas de Grassi had a brief battle with Michael Schumacher, getting Virgin Racing on TV before having to cede the position to the superior Mercedes and obviously the 7-time world champion. The rest of the race was full of incidents of contact, drivers going off. It was mixed conditions throughout, so everybody struggling to stay on track. And there was an incident between Hamilton and Webber on the penultimate lap, which led to both drivers ending up in the gravel. For Virgin Racing, though, it was another double DNF. Degrassi retired on lap 26 with an issue with his hydraulics, and Glock's race ended on lap 41 with suspension issues. And for the second race in a row, while they retired, Lotus managed to finish the race with Kovalainen, and Chandok also finished for HRT, though some 5 laps down. But that did mean that Virgin Racing were bottom of the standings, behind both Lotus and HRT. What are we aiming for down under them? Well, that single point in Bahrain was unexpected but quite welcome as a start to the season, and it's given us a really nice base to work from, keeping us ahead of the other new teams and also bettering the real-life Virgin Racing. It's a circuit we know well. It's been on the calendar since 1996, and even with the revisions that have been made in the last couple of years, going back to this old layout shouldn't be too difficult. So I'm aiming for at least Q2. Let's go 12th place. It's time for qualifying in Australia, and what you may not have seen, and what you've definitely not seen actually, is that we had a wet P2 session. There was a bit of rain. Currently 0% for every session, so hopefully we can have a decent session. A decent rest of the weekend, actually, keeping the weather conditions stable, give us a good opportunity, although practice times haven't been great.
Hit within 2 laps.
Cross the line on a second lap when we pull 2 seconds back, and we're at 1:30.1. This is ahead of the likes of the Williams and the Toro Rossos. Don't know whether that's quite going to save us, but see. Faster again through sector 1. Faster again through sector 2. What can we do here? 29.9.
We're up to 7th, push for 6th.
We chose not to take another lap in Q1, and it was a good choice to make. We go through in 12th position, 2.5 seconds off top spot. Going out in Q1 though, Buemi, Kovalainen, Alguersuari, Senna, Chandok and Lucas Degrassi all the way down at the back. So not looking good for our Virgin Racing teammate. Onwards to Q2, but I think this might be as far as we can take this car here.
Almost out of fuel. You need to pit within the next 2 laps.
1-0. It's even with us throwing the car about. First sector, marginally up on our best. Keeping it steady through the midsection. Getting a bit overcast. I don't think we're going to see any rain in qualifying, at least I hope we're not. Well, in wet trim, we were some 5.5 seconds clear of everybody.
We're currently in the drop zone, mate. We need you to move up into the top 10 or we won't progress to the shootout.
Up down the order, but this lap has been clean. It will at least count. What we're going to get,
That last lap
130.5.
puts you into 8th.
P8. Well, P12 rejoin Barrichello, Kubica, Liuzzi, Hulkenberg, Della Rosa and Kobayashi. Out of qualifying, 3 seconds off, half a second off Petrov.
We're much higher up the field than we expected to be. Good job.
Rob happy. I don't think there's much more I could do. I do feel this car not particularly suited to this track, but hopefully we can improve a little bit in the race. So here we are then, in the garage at Albert Park, ready for the 2010 Australian Grand Prix, qualified 12th, which is a little better than I was expecting, I think. Let's take a look at our grid. Webber will be up at the front with Hamilton, Vettel, Button, Alonso, Massa, Rosberg, Schumacher, Sutil, Petrov, Barrichello. There we are, sat in P12. Behind us, Kubica, Liuzzi, Hulkenberg, Della Rosa, Kobayashi, Buemi, Kovalainen, Alguersuari, Trulli, Senna, Chandok and Di Grassi. Looking at no rain for this race as well. We've had wet practice sessions and mixed conditions, but it seems to be dry for this race. The team are hoping that we can remain where we start. However, I'm gonna say I want to push for a second point after claiming one in Bahrain. So I'm going to make our objective P10, and hopefully we can make some moves early on, get ourselves into a better position to move forward with. But we'll see. This is a circuit where we could easily drop it and find ourselves in a wall pretty quickly. Hopefully that won't befall us in this one. But here we go then. Let's head to the grid for the 2010 Australian Grand Prix. Here we are then on the grid. Webber taking a home pole for Red Bull. We're in 12th. And our teammate Di Grassi right at the back.
The team are expecting something special after your points finish last race. Don't disappoint them, mate.
Rob there putting the pressure on early. Decent getaway. Kubica to go straight past in the Renault Liuzzi, gives us a little nudge, but we survive. We've lost one off the start, nearly two. I think Buemi trying to come around the outside, but we keep him behind us. Okay, so the man with the Giga start. Barrichello caught between the two Renaults.
Come on, you've got this guy. Pass him.
Give us an opportunity to close up. I think we were wheel banging that with Petrov, but again the Renault just too fast for us. Once again going for a move, and once again not quite making it.
Vettel's in first place.
Webber's had a bad start and dropped behind his teammate. He was third on the grid. Okay, so that's where we're going to gain some time. We're round the outside of Petrov, and back to where we started, onto Barrichello. Little wiggle from the Williams. And just about stay at the back. As that Williams there, but this
See,
time
when you overtake, if you take someone off, we'll be penalised.
and we force Barrichello to the outside and we're through. You can see the pace differential already. We're some distance off Kubica, who's the man holding on to that last points position at the moment. Lap 3 we made a mistake in Bahrain. Really Really trying our hardest not to make any mistakes here. We might be able to pick people off during pit stops if we're lucky. We did at the tail end of the race in Bahrain to take 10th from Kobayashi. Stay away from Barrichello and we're closer to the back of that yellow-black Renault. Look around at the teams that are around us. We've got the Williams behind us. They are likely to feature in this series at some point or another. The further we get through, it was originally going to be remaining with the bottom team every year.
We can take this guy. Come on, come on.
Start dragging our way to the back of Robert Kubica. But that turned out to actually only be 4 teams since 2010. Virgin Racing, Ormana Marussia, Ormana, Lotus, or Team Lotus or Caterham, Williams and Sauber. No other teams finished bottom between 2010 and 2024 as Schumacher holds up Kubica, gives us the opportunity.
That was a great overtaking manoeuvre. You made that look easy.
We're at the inside of the 7-time world champions we've overshot. Hold Kubica behind us, at least for now. Schumacher looks to be really struggling in that Mercedes. Try and use a little bit of the toe, but we just don't have the power. He doesn't seem to have any confidence in the corners. VR01 against the W01. Keep up with him as well. He's really not having a good time.
Go for the overtake. Go for the overtake.
Urging me on there. An opportunistic move to get past Kubica. A little bit of slip there. Just a little moment of panic. It was a little cheeky, but get away with it on this game. You just get a warning and that's kind of about it. Flag system's not as stringent as much more recent iterations of Formula 1 games. Oh, nearly lost it.
Chris is pitting now. He's in the pits.
That's in now at the end of lap 8. Well, at the start of lap 8 actually. Holding station in 10th between Kubica and Schumacher. Just have kind of stabilised a bit. Oh, again, that was a bit cheeky and I'm off.
We can confirm you have a left front puncture. A left front
Oh,
puncture.
I've got a puncture. To come in now. How bad is this going to cost me?
Remember the limiter line. The limiter line. Brake for the pit box.
careful this time. Had an issue last race.
Go now.
I think we're going to fall pretty much, if not all the way to the back.
Limiter off.
Come out ahead of Karun Chandok's HRT. So I think now this is going to have to be another recovery drive, much like it was in Bahrain. The mistake was mine, that's for sure, but the puncture was an unexpected consequence. We're going to have to go some to get back in front of Kubica post pit stops, but a bit of open track. Conservative target of P10. Currently looking a little far off. Couple of cars in, De La Rosa's one of them, Trulli as well, and Alguersuari, who will only just make it out in front of. Not sure how far behind the pack he was, but and the pack I was driving against.
Ferrari are readying for a pit stop. One of their drivers is coming in.
Let's at least try and get somewhere near the team target of 12th.
Vettel's out in front.
Hoping we can do that. 19th at the moment. Pretty much everybody in front still yet to pit. Stops aren't quite as telegraphed in this game as they are these days. Everybody takes their own time to pit. Let's have a look like somebody's just popped out in front of Sebastian Buemi.
Stop sometime in the next few laps.
I think it might have been somebody I was in front of prior to getting that puncture. Check up the road, I get my turning wrong. Alguersuari actually closing on the back of me. They start to close up to the back of the Toro Rosso.
Brakes are at optimal temperature. Brakes at optimal temperature. Push it, push it. We can overtake this guy easily.
Aiming yet to pit, that tyre offset does appear to be working in my favour. Corner again. Really need to be better at that.
You're in his dirty air. You're going to lose front end grip.
Could turn the fuel mix up. Try and get a bit more overspeed, but I think there's a huge amount of difference in it for the Virgin Racing car.
Take this guy easily.
He's really struggling. If you're new to Formula One and you're looking around at some of these names going, I've never heard of these guys. Or, conversely, French World Endurance Racing and recognise the name Sebastian Buemi. This is where he was before he became one of the most successful endurance drivers of all time. Same with Kobayashi up ahead. I think managed to jump me through the pit stop phase because of my puncture. That left front is possibly going to cost me big. I think there are still guys out here yet to pit, so we might be able to pick off a couple more positions.
The engine is in the optimal temperature zone. Your car should be at peak performance.
Oh no!
You've taken some slight damage to the front wing. Stay out. We can fix that during your next pit stop.
We've got that all wrong. Taking damage, I don't think we're meant to be having another pit stop.
De La Rosa's on your rear wing. He's right behind.
So we're definitely, I don't think, getting to points here. Be minor front wing damage doesn't appear to be affecting us too badly as Buemi finally dives in.
There's a Toro Rosso just in front of you.
Go back with Jaime Alguersuari. Appear to be able to just about compete with the Toro Rossos normally. There we go, my overspeed through the chicane, easy done, straight past Alguersuari. Gonna try and come back at me.
We've moved up to 18th place.
We're back to P18. As great as it would be to be perfect every race and flying up near the front, this is the reality of what we're going to have to endure through a lot of seasons as we get another corner cut warning. But again, the game isn't really going to do anything much more about it, seeing as we're going to be essentially doing a tour of the likes of Virgin Racing, Lotus Caterham, HRT, Williams of the late 2010s, Sauber as well. Even looking as far ahead as the likes of Alpine in the last season of 2024. These are the kind of races we're gonna have, I think, where we are just unable to really get the fight against people. Petrov is in, we'll go past him, move up to P17. Bahrain we were running as high as 5th, but made a mistake here. Yeah, we have made mistakes and clipped the front wing, but we get another warning for corner cutting. There we did start in the top 10. Here we started just outside and had to make a opportunistic move on Petrov as he got held up behind the Mercedes of Michael Schumacher. But then we picked up a puncture on lap 9, which does seem to have stifled our race. Knocking the front wing late on didn't help, but don't seem to have the pace to catch up to the guys in the midfield. sloppy now. And I think I know that we're finishing around here. Kovalainen coming out of the pits though, so he's going to be a target. And we'll still be ahead of Toro Rosso in the constructors, possibly even Sauber. In fact, definitely Sauber. I know De La Rosa's behind us. Kovalainen's just there. Whether Trulli is in the points or not, that's going to be something we'll need to wait and see on.
Keep pushing. You can catch the guy ahead.
It's the third time I've done that. This time we keep it out the wall. I feel like retirements are programmed into this game, but possibly less likely as somebody coming out the pits there as well. Is that Trulli? No, that looks like a Williams. It is a Williams, it's Nico Hulkenberg. So all of a sudden we've got a few cars in and around us. Hopefully going to give us a bit of impetus for the last few laps. Defends.
Careful when you try the overtake. Watch for any counter.
Really invulnerable. And we just breeze round the outside there. Seems to be the one.
You've got one of the Lotuses ahead of you.
Seems to be one of the sections of this circuit that the AI do not like. Fine by me. There's the opportunity to go chasing after Kovalainen. Run wide. Desperately trying to hunt down Kovalainen. I'd like to at least get in front of one, if not both of the Lotuses before the end of this race. They are our main rivals really. Right with Kovalainen now. Kovalainen on the inside.
Barrichello's just posted a new fastest lap.
Barrichello flying as Kovalainen comes back alongside. Wheel bang in between us. I noticed as well the car in front of him is Bruno Senna in the HRT, so really need to make a couple of overtakes in the last few laps. Particularly when we're finishing behind either of the new teams.
But watch he doesn't block you when you attempt it. That's Kovalainen. Go for the overtake.
Back off to avoid going into the back of him. Block him off. Robust pass, but we're through. That exit all wrong though. It's really time to test that assertion as to whether we are faster than the HRTs. And I get that wrong and run wide. Kovalainen right on me now. That's a definite corner cut, and then wide.
There's some gravel on your tyres. Be aware your tyres will have less grip until it's removed.
Lock up with debris on the tyres. This lap has been a bit of a disaster, class. Focus in now, a few laps left. The gap to Senna is fairly sizable. Only 7 seconds. Nearly swap it round. Honestly think Senna might be safe from me now. He's again getting the braking point wrong into the penultimate corner. A scruffy second half. 1 minute and 5 behind Vettel. He's in the lead. That wrong again. I don't think we're going to be lapped, but I don't think we're going to be too far off it. On then to the final lap of the Australian Grand Prix. It's been a chastening experience, let's put it that way. We've made a couple of mistakes, but getting a puncture while fighting with Michael Schumacher for 9th, I think has really kind of put pay to a good result here. We're even going to finish behind a HRT. Bruno Senna's strategy putting him ahead of us. Vettel comes across the line to take the win. Webber's win in Bahrain. It's 2 out of 2 for Red Bull, 1 for each driver. Qualified P12, the team wanted us to hit P12. It wasn't to be here. We're at least safe from the Lotus of Kovalainen. Scruffy second half of the race post pit stop, trying to make back time that we'd lost. Left us in a bit of a predicament. We did manage to make a couple of decent overtakes, but haven't really had the pace here all weekend to fight where we were in Bahrain. We'll come home in P15, which is about where you'd expect a Virgin to be at times in 2010, but not where we could have been.
Good race, well done. I'll see you back at the garage.
So it's Red Bull, McLaren at the top. Vettel from Webber from Hamilton. Fernando Alonso slots into 4th in his Ferrari and 5th for Massa. Button finishes 6th. Rosberg in 7th. Sutil in 8th. Michael Schumacher 9th. Robert Kubica 10th. That was the fight that we were in early on and could have quite easily been the fight that we continued all the way through to the end. Wasn't to be though, as we finish further down behind Barrichello, Liuzzi, Kobayashi, Bruno Senna in the HRT beats us, so we're 2 rounds in and already beaten by one of our fellow new teams, but we do finish ahead of Kovalainen, Hulkenberg, Alguersuari, Pedro de la Rosa, Petrov in the Renault, who had a pretty bad race with a late stop, Buemi, Trulli, Chandok and Degrassi getting the blue flags you'd expect of HRT and Virgin. In the standings we slipped to 13th, but we still remain ahead of some big names like Barrichello, Liuzzi and De La Rosa, along with all of the new team's drivers in Kovalainen, Trulli, Degrassi, Chandok and Bruno Senna. We do slip, however, behind Hulkenberg, Petrov, Sutil From Rosberg, Schumacher gets points on the board. But at the top, Vettel and Webber joint after finishing 1-2 in both races, both taking a win, both taking a second place. And they're 16 clear of Fernando Alonso in the Ferrari, Hamilton and Button following up in 4th and 5th, with Kubica up there in 6th, just ahead of Felipe Massa. In the Constructors, we slipped to 8th place thanks to points on the board for Force India. However, we still remain above Sauber, Toro Rosso, HRT and Lotus. Toro Rosso slipping to the back with the worst results on count back out of all of them. Red Bull lead the way, 43 clear of McLaren, who are on 43 themselves. Ferrari, Renault, Mercedes, Force India, Williams, all the other point scorers. It wasn't the best race. Certainly could have been better. The puncture really kind of put pay to what I believe could have been another fairly solid points finish, if not spectacular. But lessons to be learned. Still making the odd mistake, but nothing quite as bad as our full 360 in Bahrain. Just need to tighten up on the driving style. Next up, though, is a circuit that we've not driven for many, many years because it's not been on the calendar. We're going back to Sepang, back to Malaysia for rain number 3. Hopefully you can join me then. In the meantime, have a great rest of your day wherever you are. Like and subscribe. Take it easy.